If you're over 60, and every morning when you look in the mirror, you notice your face looks slightly puffy, your jawline seems less defined, your skin appears thinner and less elastic than it was a few years ago, I want you to know something very important right from the start. This is not just because of age. Many women, I meet women who eat well, follow a consistent skincare routine, and use high-quality products still notice their skin changing rapidly and unexpectedly after 60. And what surprises them most is this. There is one very small nighttime habit, something you do almost every evening, that is quietly breaking down collagen while you sleep. No pain, no obvious warning signs right away, but it builds up night after night, causing your skin to recover more poorly, lose firmness more quickly, and visibly age within just a few years. What's striking is that almost no one warns women over 60 about this. In today's video, I'll show you exactly what that habit is, why it has such a powerful impact on collagen at your age, and most importantly, how making just a few very small changes can help your skin recover better, starting right from your nighttime sleep. And if you're thinking, maybe it's already too late for me, please stay until the end of this video, because the truth is the female body after 60 still has a remarkable ability to recover, if we stop doing the wrong things and start doing the right ones. My name is Dr. Evelyn Brooks. I've worked with middle-aged and older women for more than 15 years, focusing on skin health, natural aging, and how the female body changes after 60. Over the years, I've heard the same thing from countless women. It feels like my skin changed so fast in just a few years. I didn't change anything, but my skin got thinner and wrinkles appeared faster. I look older in the morning than I did the night before. What troubles me most is that many women blame this entirely on aging and believe they have no other options. But that's not actually true. Many of the skin changes women experience after 60 don't come from a lack of skincare products, don't come from using the wrong creams, but from very small biological habits that directly affect the body's ability to repair itself, especially at night. And that's why I created the channel Woman Over 60 Secrets, to help you understand what your body is doing, instead of fighting it with harsh solutions or unrealistic promises. What I share in this video is not a quick beauty trick, not an overnight miracle, but approaches that align with the biology of women over 60, gentle, sustainable, and truly effective. And right now, before we go any deeper, I want to ask you one simple question. Before we talk about that nighttime habit, I want to pause for a moment and hear from you. How old are you? And which U.S. state are you watching this video from? You only need to write one short line in the comments. I read every single comment, and that information helps me better understand what women at different ages and in different states are truly experiencing. A 62-year-old woman in Florida will have very different skin challenges than a 70-year-old woman in California or a 68-year-old woman in Texas. And your shared experiences help me create videos that are more relevant, more realistic, and more aligned with your daily life. Now, if you're ready, let's talk about the nighttime habit that seems harmless but is quietly accelerating collagen loss after 60. The nighttime habit I want to talk about today is not something extreme. It's not staying up all night. It's not severe insomnia. And it's not an illness. It's the habit of lying in bed and looking at a screen right up until the moment you fall asleep. It might be the phone in your hand. It might be an iPad resting on your chest. Or the familiar TV in your bedroom. Just a few more minutes to watch the news. Just one more video. Just a little more to relax your mind before sleep. And many women tell me, I still get enough sleep. I only watch a little. I've been doing this for years. What's the harm? But what most people don't realize is this. Your body doesn't care how many hours you sleep. It cares about how you enter sleep. When you're exposed to screens too close to bedtime, your brain remains alert. Your nervous system is still receiving daytime signals, and your body never fully shifts into recovery mode. It's like turning off the lights in your house while leaving the engine running. For women over 60, this has a much stronger impact than it did when you were younger. Because at this stage of life, the skin no longer has much margin for error. Collagen is no longer produced in abundance. Skin cells repair more slowly, And every night the body fails to truly enter deep rest is a night collagen isn't properly repaired. The most dangerous part of this habit is not that it causes immediate harm, it's that it repeats consistently, night after night, week after week, year after year, and eventually, you look in the mirror and ask yourself, why is my skin sagging so quickly? Why do I look more tired and older in the morning? Why do the things that used to work no longer seem effective? The answer isn't a new cream. It's not that you haven't tried hard enough. It's in those final minutes before you drift off to sleep each night. And in the next part, I'll explain exactly what's really happening inside your body when this habit takes place, so you can understand that this isn't a subjective feeling, but a very real biological response in the female body after 60. There's one very important thing most women have never had clearly explained to them. Nighttime isn't just when you sleep. It's when your skin enters its deepest repair phase. When the body moves into deep sleep, blood flow is prioritized to the skin, cells begin to renew, and collagen fibers are maintained and reorganized like a quiet repair crew working through the night while everything is still. But when you enter sleep without being truly relaxed, when your brain is still alert, your nervous system still tense, and your body hasn't fully shut down, that repair process doesn't happen completely. Not because your body is broken, but because it hasn't been given permission to rest the right way. And that's exactly why simply changing how you end your evening can begin to shift your skin in a different direction, gentler, more sustainable, and more natural. For women over 60, this becomes especially important, because at this stage of life, the skin no longer has the same ability to compensate as it once did. When you were younger, just a few nights of poor sleep and your skin could still bounce back fairly quickly. But after 60, just a few consecutive nights of inadequate recovery can already begin to change the skin. The skin loses moisture more quickly overnight. The protective barrier weakens. And collagen fibers, the structures that keep skin firm and elastic, are no longer repaired properly. As a result, in the morning, you wake up and notice your skin feels drier, thinner, more prone to sleep lines when you lie on your side. And it looks tired, even though you slept the same number of hours as usual. This is why many women tell me, I still sleep, but my skin doesn't look refreshed anymore. Not because you're doing something seriously wrong, not because you're neglecting your skin, but because your skin isn't resting the right way. And when this repeats night after night, collagen isn't destroyed all at once. It weakens quietly. There is one very important factor in this process that most women over 60 have never had clearly explained. That factor is cortisol, the stress hormone. Cortisol is not the enemy. During the day, it helps you stay alert and allows your body to respond to pressure or situations that require awareness. But problems begin when cortisol doesn't drop at night, when you look at screens too close to bedtime, when your mind is still active, when your body doesn't truly feel safe enough to rest. In those moments, cortisol remains higher than it should be. And for women over 60, this has a much stronger impact than it did when you were younger. At this age, collagen is no longer produced abundantly. The body needs a truly calm environment to protect what remains and repair collagen fibers that are already weakening. But when cortisol stays high at night, the body interprets it as, this is not the time to repair. This is the time to stay alert. And in that state, collagen is no longer a priority. Over time, chronically elevated nighttime cortisol can cause collagen to weaken more quickly. Skin becomes thinner, and elasticity declines noticeably. This is why many women feel their skin seems to age very fast during periods of stress, anxiety, or restless sleep. Not because you're caring for your skin poorly, but because your body doesn't have the conditions it needs to protect its own collagen. And the good news is this. When cortisol is allowed to drop at the right time, when the body feels safer at night, the natural repair process begins to return. Not from the outside, but from within your own body. There is a very common misunderstanding I often hear from women over 60. As long as I get enough sleep, that's all that matters. But the truth is, when you go to bed is just as important as how many hours you sleep. When you regularly go to bed late, even just a little later than your body's natural rhythm, your nighttime recovery cycle begins to shift out of alignment. The human body is programmed to enter its deepest repair phase within a fairly stable time window each night. And when that window is pushed back, night after night, the skin can no longer enter an optimal recovery state. For women over 60, this becomes much easier to notice. The skin's protective barrier gradually weakens. The skin loses moisture more quickly overnight, and by morning, the skin looks drier, rougher, and less vibrant even if you haven't changed a single skincare product. The danger of going to bed late is not in one isolated night. It lies in the repeated pattern. The body doesn't sound an alarm. There are no obvious warning signs right away, but as each night passes, the skin slowly adapts to poorer recovery and begins to treat it as the new normal. When the skin barrier weakens, the collagen underneath becomes more vulnerable, less protected, less repaired, and declining more quickly over time. That's why many women feel their skin changes very rapidly, within just a few years after 60. Even though they're not doing anything clearly wrong, it's simply that the body is no longer sleeping in its natural rhythm. The body is always sending clear signals. We're just rarely taught how to read those signals properly, especially after 60. If the nighttime habit we just discussed is affecting your collagen, your skin will begin to speak up in very familiar ways. The first sign is mild facial puffiness in the morning that gradually fades throughout the day. Not severe swelling, just a heavier feeling in the face, fuller cheeks, and more tired-looking eyes upon waking. This happens when the skin has to stretch to hold fluid that accumulated overnight, a sign that nighttime recovery is weakening. The second sign is thinner skin that marks more easily. You may notice this when sleeping on your side. Even a pillow crease lingers longer than it used to. The skin is slower to bounce back, showing that collagen and the underlying support structure are no longer as strong as before. The third sign is a softer, less defined jawline in the morning. Right after waking, the face looks looser and more sagging, but by late afternoon or evening, the contours appear slightly sharper again. This change reflects fluid buildup overnight and gradual drainage during the day, something that becomes more noticeable when skin tissue has weakened. The fourth sign is heavier, more hollow, or deeper under-eye bags in the early morning. Not necessarily because you didn't sleep enough, but because the tissue around the eyes wasn't fully restored overnight, when the skin barrier and collagen weren't properly protected. And the final sign is skin that feels drier, more sensitive, and more easily irritated, even though you haven't changed your skincare products. The skin may feel mildly tight, rougher to the touch, or look dull, even though you're moisturizing just as consistently as before. Each of these signs, when viewed on its own, may seem very small, but when they appear together, they tell a very clear story. Your skin is not being properly restored at night, and collagen is weakening faster than it needs to. And the good news is, once you understand what's truly happening inside your body, you can absolutely change that trajectory. Not with harsh solutions, not with pressure or overexertion, but with very small, gentle changes that align with your body's current biology starting as early as tonight. You don't need to change your entire life. You don't need extreme measures, and you don't need to try to sleep perfectly. For women over 60, what makes the biggest difference are small adjustments that align with the body's biology. The first adjustment is creating a clear boundary between screens and sleep. You don't need to give up your phone completely. Just stop looking at screens 30 to 60 minutes before bed. That window allows the brain to slow down, the nervous system to calm, and the body to begin shifting into repair mode. Instead of screens, you might read a few pages of a physical book, listen to a gentle voice, or simply sit quietly and take a few slow breaths. What matters is not what you do, but that you signal to your body that daytime has ended. The second adjustment is helping cortisol drop in the final moments before sleep. One very simple way is slow breathing for about 1 minute. Inhale for 4 seconds. Exhale for 6 seconds. This breathing rhythm sends a signal of safety to the nervous system, allows cortisol to decrease naturally, and opens the door to nighttime repair. Many women tell me that after just a few breaths, the tightness in their chest and neck noticeably eases. That's a sign the body is beginning to let go. The third adjustment is keeping a consistent bedtime window. It doesn't have to be early in a forced way. It just needs to be consistent. When you go to bed at the same time each night, your body learns that rhythm and enters recovery more easily. For the skin, this is especially important because collagen needs a stable biological rhythm to be protected and repaired. If there's one thing I want you to remember from this section, it's this. Your skin doesn't need more pressure. It needs proper rest. And with just these 3 small adjustments, many women over 60 begin to notice softer skin, less morning puffiness, and a more relaxed, refreshed appearance within just a few weeks. If these 3 adjustments feel like a lot, I want to reassure you right now. All you really need is a very short ritual about 2 minutes before going to sleep. Those 2 minutes are not about beauty, not about anti-aging. They're simply a way to tell your body, it's safe to rest now. The first step is turning off the screens. Place your phone face down. Turn off the TV. There's no need to rush. Just bring the day to a clear close. Next, sit or lie still and breathe slowly for about 1 minute. Inhale for 4 seconds. Exhale for 6 seconds. You don't need intense focus. Just allow the breath to lengthen and slow. In that moment, the body begins to downshift. The shoulders soften. The jaw relaxes. And the nervous system moves from alertness into recovery. The final step is a very small action that signals the end of the day. You might take a few sips of warm water, apply a little moisturizer to your hands or neck, or simply place a hand on your chest and feel your breath. It may sound simple, but for the female body, after 60, small signals like these have a powerful effect. When this ritual is repeated each night, the body begins to recognize the familiar rhythm, and as the biological rhythm stabilizes, the skin recovers more effectively. Many women share that after just a few weeks, they wake up feeling lighter, with less tightness and puffiness, and a softer, calmer-looking face in the morning. Not because they did more, but because they stopped doing the wrong things at the most important time. And in the final part of this video, I want to talk with you about something very important: when you should seek additional support, and how to continue caring for your skin safely and sustainably after 60. What I've shared so far is appropriate for most women over 60 and gentle enough to practice daily. However, there are situations where you shouldn't try to handle things alone and should seek professional support. If you regularly have trouble falling asleep, wake up multiple times during the night, or feel persistently fatigued despite adequate sleep, this may be a sign that your body is dealing with deeper issues related to sleep or the nervous system. If you wake up each morning feeling anxious, jittery, with a racing heart, or carry tension throughout the entire day, your cortisol may be dysregulated and should be evaluated more carefully. And if you notice your skin changing very rapidly over a short period, becoming noticeably thinner, bruising easily, reacting easily, or developing deep wrinkles unusually fast, then speaking with a dermatologist or your primary care physician is a wise step. What's important to remember is this: seeking support does not mean you've failed. It means you're listening to your body and choosing care that's appropriate for this stage of life. The information in this video is educational and for guidance, and does not replace personalized medical advice. And always remember, every body is different, and you deserve care that's right for you. Before we finish, I want you to remember one very important thing from today's video. Collagen does not disappear simply because of age. It declines faster when the body is no longer getting proper rest at night. After 60, your skin does not need more pressure. It does not need harsh solutions or exaggerated promises. What it truly needs is understanding and an approach that aligns with the body's current biology. By simply stopping one small habit that repeats every night and replacing it with gentle adjustments, you begin protecting your collagen in the most natural and sustainable way possible. If this video helped you recognize something about your own habits, leave a comment below. You can write "screen" if you usually look at a screen before bed, or "fixing it" if you're going to start making a change tonight. And if you found today's message helpful, Please tap like on this video. That helps YouTube share this content with more women who are facing the same issues but don't yet know where to begin. If you'd like to continue this journey with me and receive more guidance on skin health, collagen, sleep, and caring for the female body after 60, subscribe to the Woman Over 60 Secrets channel. I'm truly glad to be here with you, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.